everything you just said sounds a whole lot like another concept that a guy named Sigmund Freud developed: the
Hmm.
id, the ego, and the superego. It being the primal part of us, the superego being the morals and values, and the ego being the part that gets to choose, you know, balancing all of those together. So, do you think that there's uh, in a lot of times when we contextualize, when we use the word ego, I think we use it incorrectly based on the his three-part personality theory. But do you think that that ego plays a role in everything you just described, as far as the integration of all the different parts of who we are and our past? And
Yeah, I mean, I even put a chapter in there, the function of the ego, because the ego is one of those things that has gotten a bad rap over the years. And depending on which philosophy you use, there's lots of philosophies out there like, oh, you've got to kill the ego and you've got to suppress the ego because the ego is the evil inside you. The ego is just a part of you that's all about physical survival. It's all about the body. It's a part of the body once your body survive. But for the ego, homeostasis and status quo is survival. So even if you're an alcoholic or you're obese or you're doing something that's unhealthy for you, the ego would rather keep you stagnant and in that because that's safety. You can handle that. The devil you
yeah,
know is better than the devil you don't. So it doesn't want you to change. It wants you to stay within this safe homeostasis, this safe place that it understands. So the known is what it knows, and so the ego will fight you when you're trying to do better, when you're trying to make changes, because it doesn't like change, it doesn't like newness, even though that's for the best, even though that that's going to be better for you. The ego is still going to fight because that's different. Change is scary to the ego, and it's all about keeping you in the brackets, keeping you in the same box that it knows and can control. And so that's what we tend to have a lot of issues. And then when you break the ego down into managers and firefighters and inner child exiles, you see why it's such a struggle, because now you got to negotiate with these three different parts of you for this one issue. And as you negotiate with that part of you, then there's something else that comes up. And so this is constant negotiation and re-education of all the little parts of you. And the biggest thing, or the reason I entitled it "Facing the Devil," the reason I talk about devil and shadow and demon, is we demonize these parts of us we don't want to address. And by demonizing them, then we don't look at them, we don't address them, we just try to shove them away. Well, that's what causes all the issues. If you address your demons and devils and shadow side with love and compassion and understand it's just trying to protect you, you go a long way, much further way into healing than you would if you didn't.